Peace, brothers and sisters in humanity. I hope you're all well. It's been a while, yeah, sorry, been busy and sometimes it just gets a bit boring, you know what I mean? But hey, as long as I come back, yeah. So, as long as I come back, as long as I don't give up, right? Okay, today we came to talk about one hadith that most people probably never heard about. But before we do that, let's listen to this. That's why I don't get it. I don't understand. All right, let's watch this. Let's watch this.
A lot of the Muslims do this thinking that this is right. This is actually wrong. If you're doing this, I need you to change today. Show the people, I think. See that? He's right now reciting Fatiha, but he's reciting in his mind. He's not even moving his lips. What he should be doing is do it again. Okay? See the way that he's actually moving his tongue and his lips? That is the correct way. So brothers and sisters, if you felt the first way, that's how you were praying for all these years, it's actually wrong. This is the way that you should be praying. So brothers and sisters, let the sunnah go forth and don't stop. Support the Bukhari TV Dawah. The link is in the bio.
Bukhari TV Dawah, you gotta give some money every month so we can teach you how to pray. I mean, people been praying for 1,440 years, right? And they still don't know how to do it. Do you understand? They still do not know how to do it, right? So these people with Bukhari people show up and tell us we have to move our lips. Okay? We have to move our lips. So we can't recite the Quran in our minds. So we have to move the lips. We have to read it but not make any noise. I mean, I'll have to ask why. I just have to ask why. What is the difference if I move my lips or I don't move my lips? Who am I praying to? To the Creator, yeah? So the Creator can hear me either way. So why do I have to move my lips? Do you know what I mean? Why do I have to move my lips at all? So it makes no sense, you see. It makes no sense. That's why this physical prayer or this physical prayer does not exist. Because they still don't agree about it. They all have different ways how to hold your hand, how to do this, if you say Ameen or if you don't say Ameen, if you say Allahu Akbar loud or not, if you move your finger when you go down on your knees or not, what to say. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Like, did anyone see how the Prophet actually prayed? Because none of you know. Because every group prays a different way. Right? So you think you all pray the same way, but you don't. So you're saying if I don't move my lips, all right, my prayer's gone downhill. So Allah's not going to accept it, yeah? But still, I'll come back to the same question. Where did you get this from? It's not even in the hadith. So the hadiths you're bragging about, it's not even in there. So where did you get that from? You have to move your lips. Please give me a hadith. So these people are making shit up, right, as they go along, just to make you think that they actually know what they're talking about. But I know what they're talking about because I brought another hadith today, right? Because they believe in their hadiths, right? They die for their hadiths. If you don't follow hadiths, you're not even Muslim. You kafir and you zindiq and you go into hell, right? Simple, innit? But do they follow their own hadiths? Do they obey the Prophet? Do they listen to the Quran? Do they? Fact is, they don't. They really don't. I proved it 100 million times. But one more. Why not? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Right. This hadith is in Daraqutni, right? And it's on Musnad al-Rabi'. It's Ahkam fi Usul al-Ahkam al-Harawi, right? It has so many narrations, so many sources, right? But this is in the Daraqutni. The reason I'm using Daraqutni because it's a respected Shaykh al-Islam, yeah, is respected Sunni cleric, right? Who's got books, various books. He was born in about 400 years after the Prophet, about 400 years, 300 years roughly. Yeah, so he's well known. Daraqutni, all the Sunni people know him, right? And he did criticize the Muslim, some hadiths in Muslims and the Bukhari. He's well known, right? Go and look for that, right? Don't ask me for numbers and crap. You know what I mean? Okay, what the hadith says in Arabic, سيكون قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سيكون بعدي رواة يروون عني الحديث فأعرضوا حديثهم على القرآن فما وافق القرآن فخذوا به وما لم يوافق القرآن فلا تأخذوا به. Okay. I'm just going to tell you exactly what this hadith is talking about. The Prophet said, after me is going to come some hadith tellers, all right? And these hadith tellers, all right, they're going to say my hadith, right? So what you do every time you hear a hadith, all right, present it to the Quran or cross-check it with the Quran. If it goes with the Quran, you can use it. If it's against the Quran, just don't use it. Don't take nothing from it. All right? Simples. That's what we've been saying all along. All right? Hadiths. You want to use the hadiths, all right? You can use the hadiths, but your hadith should not legislate, all right? And should not go against the Quran, and should not talk about the future. You know what I mean? Like this prophecies, because if you get all the prophecies, hadiths, right, about what happens to us in the future, and I'm giving you an example, yeah. You know those like torment in the grave and all this hadith, right? Talk about the future, talk about the unseen, right? If you present them against the Quran, right, and then you hear the Prophet said, "I do not know the future. I'm only human like you." So all those hadiths, we should not use them, because clearly in the Quran, Allah said, the only one who knows the unseen is Allah. Okay? The Prophet said, "I do not know the unseen. I don't know what's going to happen to me or to you guys. I'm only human." So I'm giving you an example. So if we use this hadith, right? If these Sunnis use this hadith, they only leave the hadith that goes with the Quran. And if they go with the Quran, we don't really need them, to be honest, because they're in the Quran anyway. But if they still want to use them, it's fine. There's no idol worship, there's no confusion, because whatever's in the hadith is in the Quran. So as long as they can't go against the Quran. Unfortunately, most of the hadiths, right, they are against the Quran. Especially the hadith they use to legislate with. Do you know what I mean? Especially those ones. Those ones should not be used at all, because the only legislator is Allah, right? None other than Him, because we're His creation, and He's in charge of us. He's our King, right? And we shouldn't be following anything else except what we received from Him, which is the revelations, which is the Quran. Basically Muslims, which is the Quran for the Muslims. So, and the Quran clearly says it's a complete book and nothing was left out of it. It's well explained, it's simple to understand, says all that. So, this hadith here, right, I can believe, I can use, I can follow. Do you understand? Because it's telling me, whatever you hear, cross-check it with the Quran. If it goes with it, if it agrees, the Quran agrees with it, there's no harm. You can read it, you can tell it to people, right? Instead, I don't know. I'd rather give people a verse from the Quran. I'm not going to give them a hadith. But even if I have to give them the Quran, I give them the hadith, that same hadith roughly what it is. Yeah, that's no harm there. That's no harm there. But to use the hadith before you use the Quran, there's harm there. Do you understand? Because you putting forward a person's message before the Creator's message, which is wrong. At least when you do that, always give a verse from the Quran. Always use a verse from the Quran. And if you have a hadith that simplifies that verse from the Quran, you can use it afterwards. If you think it makes it simpler, or it makes it more clear to understand, you can use it. But I wish all the Sunnis and the Shia and all that use this hadith, right? Because this is the best hadith you can ever hear about the Prophet. But I know some people are going to come and say they don't agree with the Daraqutni because they have their own cleric, and some people are going to say, oh, the Sanad, they're trying to. I don't really care about your thinking, because all your thinking is not logical. You understand? From the start to the end, it's just not logical. It doesn't work. It's got no evidence. You have no legs to stand on about these hadiths, because they're only hearsay. They're only Chinese whispers. So we can't go back. I keep saying it. I don't trust all these people. I don't know them. I don't even trust people that I know, let alone people that dead a long time ago. I don't even know them. You want to trust them? Good luck to you. But I'd rather trust the Quran. Yeah? At least the Quran has no contradictions. It doesn't tell me to cause harm. It doesn't tell me to do all this idol worship. Right? At least the Quran, straightforward. Right? But hadiths are full of congestion, man. And Allah said to stay away from it. Do not believe in doubts or congestion or anything like that. Just believe in facts. Do you understand? Some things we can check. I mean, when it comes to it, it's a belief. Do you know what I'm saying? You believe. You haven't witnessed anything. So you don't really have hard facts. Do you understand? A belief hasn't got hard facts. Because that's why it's called a belief. But I believe in a creator, and I believe the creator sent a message. When I read the message convinced me that creator exists. So I believe in a creator. You know? How did I get to that point? By reading the Quran the proper way. See, the perfection is there in the Quran. The perfection is just perfection. Deep down, no one can create a Quran except a creator. You know? No one can come up with things like that. And so many other reasons. I don't want to go into like science, like I treat the Quran like it's a science book or a history book. I don't do things like that, do you know what I mean? But if you read the Quran, you see how it's written, and you see how he explains things, you see how it's just amazing. It's just an amazing book. You know what I mean? It's just an amazing book. And what's in it, it's all facts. It's all things that happen. It's all things that will happen. It's that things that happen now. We can actually see them happening. Do you understand? They're in the Quran. It tells you how to make yourself at peace. It just gives you all the medicine you need. Do you know what I mean? That's what I believe. And I don't ask anyone to follow me. You know? I do not ask anyone to follow me. I'm not an imam. I'm not a messenger. I'm not no one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there. Putting my opinion out there. It doesn't matter if you care or not. But if you think that there's some facts here, you know, just ask a question. Just keep asking questions. Don't stop. Just become a kid you were once. You know, when you're a kid, you're always like, why? That's what you should go back to, because that's the proper way to learn. Because whatever you learn, right, until you become an adult, It was you asking questions and people giving you the wrong answers. So that's why you grow up with a wrong belief, because you couldn't question them questions then. So whenever you're an adult, you should question everything that you have learned. So that way, you can now, you're at the age now, to actually question the answers. That's how you get to the truth. Just become a kid again. And why the crap out of it. Whatever you hear, just say why. That's how you learn. That's how you see the truth. Because you can question the answers. And find your own truth, basically. Anyway, peace, guys.